Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis for today, May 22nd, 2024. I'm Giovanni Betancourt, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets, and this is being pre-recorded to the U.S. Session Open. Well, today, market participants are waiting on minutes of the Federal Reserve latest policy meeting to gauge how close the central bank is to lowering borrowing costs, as well as an earnings report from artificial intelligence bellwether NVIDIA after the bell closes. Now, also U.S. crude oil inventories data will be reported today as well. An estimate of this figure is to be negative 2,400,000 barrels compared to last week's figure of negative 2,508,000. Now, this could bring volatility to the energy market as it can be taken there is less supplies to the market. On the European front, the Euro stock 50 is down negative 38% this morning as investors digested Britain's inflation data. Automobile stocks led the declines on Wednesday following a report regarding potential Chinese tariffs on imported cars. The Office for National Statistics reported that Britain's annual inflation rate slowed less than expected in April, which could potentially delay interest rate cuts from the Bank of England. Asian stock markets today settled mixed. China's Shanghai Composite Index closed up just barely 0.02%, and Japan's Nikkei 225 stock index closed down negative 0.85%. Now, with that being said, let's take a look at what we can expect out of the U.S. market today fluctuation. So yesterday we saw that initially the market did fluctuate towards the middle of Monday's trading session. It did bounce off that and close in the green for the Nasdaq. It did kind of sort of almost like kissed our resistance level. Now today the market has come to a resistance level and just bounced off of it, awaiting really more news from the market. NVIDIA is the one that they're waiting for. So, but that will be after the bell. Now, the let's just be conservative and just raise our resistance to 18,850 and bring up our support to 18,600. Right? RSI is getting closer to being overbought, so that should also keep an eye on that. The S&P 500, let's take a look at it as it loads. So the S&P 500 has just really also been within range, just creating basically a great setup for that breakout procedure scenario that a lot of people love to take. So a lot of traders love to take. So the scenario is that will we continue to fluctuate into the yesterday's trading session and create that equal low, or will just stop here and regain momentum to the upside? Those are the things that we want to be able to analyze. Let's bring down our resistance. However, I'm going to bring it down to 5365, and I'm going to keep my support at 5,300. RSI also is just pointing downwards, but it is also closer to the higher edge of the 70 marker, indicating overbought scenario. The Dow Jones Industrial today is also just doing that sideways trading. Is really looking to stay as close as possible to that 40,000 marker, that historical marker for the Dow. So let's see if today will be that the day that it does trade back above 40,000 or towards the 40,000 stays around there, just hovering around that level. It is a lot to look at today, but let's see. There's more companies obviously reporting today, so let's keep that. Let's keep our eye peeled on this. Crude oil, obviously that number is going to come out later on today, and we're seeing how that market is just also again staying as close as possible to a $78 the floor that has been created around 78 is basically below it. It did trade a bit lower today. It's looking to rebound from there. So let's see if at the number will that be enough for the market to recuperate itself and trade back above 79, or on the other hand, will they just create a catalyst and just the market continues to trade south? Let's see what will happen. Nat Gas, after making nice moves to the upside, it has yesterday created a nice top to 71 ish, and today it did open with a gap up, however, okay, and it has been closed. But the momentum to the downside is being created. It could also be profit taking, so let's keep that in mind. I'm gonna just bring my support just a tad bit to 250. Okay, we are in the overbought territory, so that could also be another indication for the pullback. Gold, gold had gold has has been making the historical also all-time highs of 2,454 on Monday, but from there it has quickly retreated. But we could also anticipate 2,400 to be that nice level of support, nice round number. So let's see if that will be the case for gold and just turn around and continue its move to the upside. Now silver. So the silver bullet, will we see $50 with silver? It could happen, obviously not today, but let's say if by the end of the year would be at $50. $31 seems to be holding pretty well. The metal is in overbought territory, however, so another pullback to the $31 handle can be also anticipated, and then from here find more support and just bring up above again to about $32, which basically that's where we came in today. Just kissed and retreated. Copper is also doing a stronger pullback retracement. It has fluctuated below that $5 marker, so let's see how much lower would it go. I'm just gonna use this double bottom created here last week as a possible level of support, and I'm gonna keep 520 as that level of resistance. So yeah, so far right now, yeah, we could be just saying, okay, this is a deeper correction, okay, nothing to be talking about bear market corrections, but a correction indeed. So let's keep that in mind. Now, Bitcoin, there's a lot of buzz around Bitcoin, obviously, and the crypto coins, sorry. So let's see if Bitcoin will be able to sustain its previous rally and continue to trade higher. Yesterday it did fluctuate to $72, 72,000, and then it quickly retreated. It did close in the green. Today we opened with a very small gap, but up. But anyhow, I'm looking at 70,000 to be the pivot point for Bitcoin. RSI is farther away from entering overbought territory. So the currencies, the euro, the dollar seems to be gaining some momentum here. So let's bring down our support to 108 and bring down our resistance to basically yesterday's high, 108.746. So far the currency is retreating itself. So let's see how much further of a retreatment would it make. The pound, we see how the pound also today has fluctuated above our resistance, or violated that resistance. So now let's just make that high, today's high, as our resistance level, and let's just use the same level of support, but now let's just raise that to 126,800. RSI is closer to getting overbought, and the dollar index will have to say a whole lot about what happens, as it looking to really just continue to recuperate. So let's bring 105 as a resistance and 104,400 as a support. Let's see what will happen in this currency. That's it for me today. Have a great trading day, and I will see you tomorrow.